Eric Bolling and Brett Favre on everything from politics and sports to business and culture.
This year has been insane.
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
That man right there, number 4, Brett Favre.
First NFL completion, and it's to himself.
It's big time and prime time.
That's why Brett Favre is Brett Favre.
Yep. Now it's Bowling with Favre.
Man, I don't even know where to start. This is a big show, man. We got big weeks coming up. We got big weeks this week. Show 15. Brett, man, great to see you again. But before we jump into it, don't forget, you got to go to iTunes, rate the show, write a review, and you might just win a Brett Favre autographed signed jersey, authentic jersey. And this week, we're a couple weeks from now, this week we're also taking, we're going to read all your rates and reviews, and Luke Bryan's coming on this week, and you can download and listen to that great interview. But also, he's going to give away a signed box set. And all you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review and comment along with your social media handle. We're going to pick a winner towards the end of the month. So you have a chance to win a Brett Favre's signed jersey or a signed box set of Luke Bryan albums. Man, this is really cool stuff. Brett, good to talk to you, brother.
Yeah. What a guest. I mean, we had an awesome guest in Kenny Chesney and Darius Rucker. And now we, have another stud, Luke Bryan. Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, you got to check out that show as well. But Brett, let's talk a little bit about crazy stuff going on with your former franchise there, the Green Bay Packers. You know, I'm watching all the blogs and I'm reading, and I'm reading everything from Aaron's coming back, Holmgren's looking forward to it. I'm reading Aaron's making deals with players to go somewhere else. Denver. What do you know?
About what you just said. So nothing. I don't know what to think. I can't believe that the chaos is happening again. And, I'm not in the know. They don't tell me anything, nor should they. But it would be a shame if he, first of all, doesn't play for Green Bay. And it'll be a shame if he doesn't play, period. But, Aaron obviously is a great player, but he's what makes him, one of the things that makes him so great is he's stubborn. He's, what's the word I'm looking for? He's
he didn't take
steadfast. He's determined. And I don't know this. I don't know what the gist of what, if you really get down to it, what is it that does he want more input? I mean, if there's a guy who's earned it, he certainly is right there at the top of the list. Whether or not that's an issue, I don't know. I know some of the things I read was some of the guys that he felt like could either be retained or brought back that could help the team.
Is it? I'm speculating here and brainstorming. Do you think he sees what Brady's doing in Tampa Bay and says, "Look, I can build it too. I want to build it my way. Brady's doing it. I want to do it too." And maybe Packers are saying, "I don't know. We're still the boss, still our field, still our team."
Yeah, I suppose so. When I was in the latter part of my career. I felt like I had a good grasp of who could help us either on our team or potentially brought in from elsewhere. Someone that I may have had a rapport with or that I knew personally that would buy into what we were doing. Mm-hmm. And again, I think Aaron has certainly earned that right. I mean, don't you think that Aaron has a better feel of what, or understanding or know how to plays schemes, players that can enhance their offense and therefore
But
win.
Brett, you and I disagree on something here. I always see it as, and maybe it's too old school, but when a guy like Aaron, any player in the NFL, it's an honor to play. I mean, it's just an honor to play for a team, to represent a city. I just don't love, as a fan and former athlete, I don't love when someone gains, well, he's earned it, I get it, there's so much juice that they can start to demand the way teams draft, the way teams handle their lineups, start people, sit people, trade people, and then demand to be traded. It's just as a sports fan, as someone who's aficionado of the sport, especially football, lives, drink it, sleep it. I just feel like it's almost
Yeah, well, I don't
a
disagree,
letdown.
Eric. I certainly don't disagree with you, but I think the most important thing that we have to keep in mind is we don't know what transpired to get to this point. And much like the Deshaun Watson conversation that you and I had way back at the start of our podcast, if he was told by the organization, and I'm going back to Deshaun, if he was told by the organization that they would interview a certain coach and they basically lied and didn't do that, then I think that's a problem. Does it deserve or warrant a trade? I suppose that's not for me to say, but shame on the organization. If the organization in Green Bay told Aaron that they would look into maybe bringing players back or retaining a player or players and didn't, basically, if they told Aaron they would do something and later didn't, then I can see where there's a problem. That being said, I don't know the details.
Yeah. I just look, guys probably making $10-15 million a year, and throw the ball. throw the ball.
Well, when you get in the latter part of your career, and Aaron is at that point where this type of thing happened to me, you're really focused on one thing: getting back to the Super Bowl. Not everybody can be Tom Brady and seem to go time and time again. And so it's not about the money. I'm sure some of the things I read was the Packers offered a considerable upgrade in pay. And knowing Aaron, that would insult him more than anything. Like, okay, we dropped the ball on players that you wanted to retain, or a player, but we're going to offer you more money. He's got plenty of money. I think that his goal is to win another Super Bowl. I would think 100% that's his goal. So again, I have no idea.
Let's take a look, Rob, if you have it. You have audio of Mike Holmgren. See how he assessed it on a radio show earlier.
Listen, this is the second time the Packers have gone through this. They went through it with Brett too when they drafted Aaron, ironically enough. But if you have a superstar like that, or the guys I've been privileged enough to coach, like a Joe Montana or those types of guys, in San Francisco, Bill Walsh didn't tell Joe they were bringing Steve Young in. He just did it.
Yeah. So again, a different era. I get the franchise player has a lot more power, a lot more say, I guess, but it's just, just different world, man. I don't know. It's just a different, I'm a fan. Guys.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I never demanded a trade. But I'm not saying that my situation was any better or worse. The thing that I did that was wrong was retiring early. And and then knowing that I potentially would want to come back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people want to compare the two situations, and I think because it's Green Bay, and the first episode with me involved Aaron Rodgers. Here we are with Green Bay again. It involves Aaron Rodgers, who ironically is at the same age when it all happened to me.
Interesting.
So, you know, you're right. It's a different, I don't know if generation it's different times. I'm not saying that it's different times and that players now should have more say. I think the owner or ownership should have the final say. It's their business. It's their team, their money.
Right.
You know, and if Jerry Jones says, look, if a player has earned the right to speak out in regards to bringing a player back or retaining a player or even letting a player go, and he's up for that, that's his business. Mm-hmm. Who am I to tell Jerry Jones how to run his business? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that if he were to do that every team should allow their players to do that. It's a matter of preference, and
right.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I personally just don't. No one's told me this. I haven't talked to Aaron. Just knowing how stubborn he is and steadfast, I just don't see him budging here.
Yeah. Well, hey, Brett, another, I guess, something we talked about last week, and you predicted this would happen. It looks like Tim Tebow, I guess it's not official quite as of this taping Wednesday, but Tim Tebow looks like he's going to sign a 1 year with Jacksonville. Going to play for Urban Meyer. First of all, there's a bunch of backlash from all over the place. There's one set of people who are saying, well, what about players who were tight ends their whole lives? Why is Tebow, historically a quarterback getting a shot at tight end? And then other group saying, well, what about Colin Kaepernick? Your thoughts on this whole Tebow situation?
Well, if they say they sign him today to a 1 year contract, say they sign him to a 5 year contract, say they sign him to a 10-year contract, what people have to keep in mind is that doesn't mean he has made the team. He still has to earn a spot on the team, and that will play out in training camp. So keep in mind, people, just by signing a deal, whether it be 1 year, 5 years, whatever, for whatever money, it doesn't mean he makes the team. He has to earn the right and make the final cut. And, that's going to be, he's got his work cut out for him. Yeah, he's been out of football a long time. Is it worth a shot to give him a chance? I think, and I said this on the last show, his versatility, what people need to understand.
How about his age, Brett?
So what?
Last time he was was live in a snap was 2012 NFL.
Keep in mind again.
Well, Brett, I'm sure you can speak to this, but as a GM or a head coach, you always want to recruit the best players. You want quality candidates, people that will stick with you, and it sure would be easier if you had a hiring partner who helped make your life easier. If you're a business owner now, you understand that feeling, and you do Indeed. Indeed is the job site that makes hiring as easy as 1, 2, 3. Post, screen, and interview all on Indeed. Get your quality short list of candidates whose resumes on Indeed matched your job description faster. Only pay for the candidates that meet must-have qualifications and schedule and complete video interviews in your Indeed dashboard. Indeed makes connecting with and hiring the right talent fast and easy. Plus, there are tools like Instant Match, which gives you quality candidates that fit your job description immediately. According to Talent Nest, Indeed delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined. That's an MVP caliber number. So basically, if you're hiring, you need Indeed. Get started right now with a free $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/bowling. Get $75 credit at Indeed.com/bowling. Indeed.com/bowling. Offers valid through June 30th. Terms and conditions apply.
He will have to earn the right.
Yeah.
Whether he's 21, 35, doesn't matter. If he ends up helping the team win, and it could be just from a leadership perspective, a voice in the locker room. Look, it sounds like to me, Tim is if Urban Meyer said, look, Tim, I need you to go down on the kickoff team. I need you to return kicks for me, or be a personal protector on the punt, or a wing on the kickoff. Or an extra point or field goal. Right. Sounds like hey, I'm all in, coach.
Right.
And another thing that people have to keep in mind, there's 52, 53 man roster. 4 or 5 of those are practice squad. So in other words, you have less than 50 active players for a game. That's not a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think you're hitting on something. You're hitting on something also. The guy, love him or hate him, is a hard worker. He's dedicated. He gives a shit about the team and himself. I mean, I obviously love Tebow for a lot of reasons, but for one of the things that as a teammate, he's got to be great, at least for morale standpoint in the locker room,
Absolutely. I think some of the things that people tend to overlook are the most valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tim Tebow is an asset in so many ways. I've never met the guy. I assume he's a good guy, stand-up guy. Sure seems that way. But if he just say, they run out of quarterbacks, Tim could come in. Now, is he going to, light it up statistically? I doubt it, but he can take snaps. He can run the RPOs. He could do that. But say he makes it as a quote-unquote tight end. But they lose their fullback. They plug Tim Tebow in as a fullback.
Yeah.
Plug him in. Bill Belichick has done it many times where he takes a player who's, say, a receiver, moves him to DB.
Mm-hmm.
Take a tight end, move him to defensive end. Just for a period of time to get a guy back healthy, or to a guy kind of regroups.
I can see him just as enthusiasm that he'd be on the field. He could be a good blocking back just to stop a
absolutely. But again,
defensive ends coming at the quarterback.
This doesn't guarantee he makes the team. So people, before you start speaking out, see what happens in training camp. If he earns the right, makes the team. There's always hard cuts that have to be made at the end of the training camp. Jacksonville will be no exception. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. What about Kentucky Derby? The Derby winner, Bobby Baffert, all of a sudden came from I think this horse was like the long shot, 52 to 1 odds or something crazy like that. They bought this horse for $1,000 and ends up winning the Kentucky Derby. But then Brett, horse tests positive for steroids, Medina Spirit. What are your thoughts on this whole mess?
Well, I don't know. The only thing I know about horse racing is horses race, and a jockey rides them. In regards to the steroid issue, look, let me try to compare it to football. There are all different types of steroids. So say I got a severe sinus congestion, infection, whatever. You can take a Celestone shot, which is strictly for clearing you up where you can breathe, clearing the congestion up. It's a steroid shot. Does it enhance your playing ability? I suppose some experts would say, yeah, but I've had Celestone shots before, and I didn't want to go out and do, 5 miles running. In fact, it didn't make me any more enthusiastic about anything than But would I test positive if I took a Celestone shot? I probably would have to have a doctor's excuse, which you would have. Is this the case with this horse? Apparently,
Men's health doesn't get much attention, and that's partly our fault, guys. We don't like going to the doctor, and we definitely don't like talking about sensitive issues. But here's the thing. A lot of men's health issues have really simple answers. RexMD.com is here for that. RexMD makes getting prescription ED medications easy, all done online and from the comfort of your home, then delivered. No office visits, no talking to receptionists. Super, super simple. And right now, sample packs of ED medications are available for listeners of Bowling with Favre, our podcast, and we'll tell you how to get those in a second. So it's simpler than ever to get started. But here's how it works. You fill out a quick medical questionnaire on their website, and a doctor reviews your situation and prescribes you the ED medications you need, if appropriate. Then your medication is shipped right to your door with free 2-day shipping. Guys, half of all men experience ED after the age of 40. That stat may sound scary, but it's a fact. So let RexMD help. Guys are getting better performance quickly and conveniently with RexMD. It really is a game changer. It's never been easier to take control of your health. Those sample pack prescriptions I mentioned are available at rexmd.com/Favre. So go to rexmd.com/Favre, Favre, to get started with RexMD, rexmd.com/Favre. Well, you remember in the 80s, Brett, and all baseball players were they're bulking up and they're hitting 60, 70 home runs. Second baseman were hitting 40 home runs, and they figured out that they were using that topical steroid. They're rubbing a steroid, Balco, I think was the name of it, and they're rubbing it on their arms, and it was obviously getting into their bloodstream, and they're bulking up. They banned it, performance enhancing. But I think this is the same thing that Bobby Baffert said. You know what? I didn't think we gave the horse steroids. They didn't inject anything. Turns out I think they were rubbing a steroid on this horse, and it was getting into its bloodstream. So it's kind of the same thing. Enhance the performance. And again, I personally looked at it like you can't take those bets back. You can't change the bets. And for me, that was the big issue. Like, can you imagine having the number 2 horse? I don't even remember who placed, but if that would have been a winning ticket, I'd be totally pissed. You can't.
I can see both sides of it.
But do you let the horse run in the Preakness? You let him run and try and win another race.
Why not?
Because I'm not sure the steroids got out of the horse's system.
Yeah, I don't know. And again, is it a steroid that could be considered a performance enhancing drug? I've heard that like cyclists would take Viagra prior to a ride because it increases blood production. Is that true? I don't know, but I'm sure there's all different kinds of ways to all right,
this is going to be controversial, and I do not want you to answer on this. This is controversial. I've always been a believer in your body, do what the hell you want with it. So if you want to jack up using steroids, and then go do it, because it's a choice. It's a personal choice. I mean, and if you don't want to, then don't. I mean, it's almost like saying, if you want to smoke cigarettes during the season, then go ahead and do it. But it's your choice. You're not going to be, you're not going to have the same lung capacity if you don't, but it's still a choice. So I'm more libertarian in this. Like, instead of trying to police every horse, every athlete, every runner, every cyclist, just let the winner be the winner.
Well, I agree, but I also disagree. Smoking does not enhance your playing performance.
No, I meant the other way. So it's just, if some players smoke, they're going to smoke. They're going to decrease their performance because their lung capacity is going to be less. Yeah, but it's a personal choice. We don't tell people not to. They're not like suspended for smoking. But if you have a performance enhancing drug in your system, you're suspended, or worse, fine, suspended. My point is, instead of trying to police it and have these drug companies and people come up with the next one that you can't detect, or the one that hasn't been detectable yet, and having that athlete win, just you want to do it, do it. You take your own risk. It's a body risk. If it means that much to you to win that race, then freaking go do what you got to do. I mean, if it means that much to me to win, maybe I'll work harder. For me, I just say enough with the police trying to police the the performance enhancing drug trade.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't answer that because the blogs will be like Brett Favre said
I've got
do this or don't do
TMZ
that.
joining the chat right now if you want to know.
Well, yeah, exactly. Do not answer that, my friend. That was not a leading question. It was just a personal opinion, and people can take it or leave it, or who gives a shit, whatever. Colonial Pipeline, Brett. The Russians hacked the biggest U.S. pipeline carrying gasoline from the Gulf Coast, from your area, Houston Gulf Coast area, Alabama, Mississippi, all the way up the East Coast of the United States. Shortages in Georgia, in Florida, in South Carolina. I don't know why he did it. I pulled in the gas station to get a friend a present. And I was like, all right, let me see. The tanks were empty. The tank in the big gasoline station here is empty. Like, people are freaking out about this.
Kind of like the toilet paper deal,
Exactly.
You couldn't find toilet paper.
Exactly. So everyone's like hoarding toilet paper, right? Instead of just realizing it's going to be okay. Everyone filled up every car they had. It's insane.
Yeah, I heard about this yesterday or the day before, and my first thought was, here we go, more panic.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, we
need to probably look at our security, our national security in regards to being able to be hacked by Russia or anyone for that matter, and just throwing a wrench into our daily life.
That's a big question right there. Not whether we have gas or not. We have plenty of gas. We're still producing gas, still refining crude into gasoline in Houston and around the Southeast. And we have plenty of gas. It's just a dislocation right now, but you're hitting on something important. If they can hack the pipeline, they can hack their electrical grid or our water system and really mess us up if they want. It may have been a test.
May have been a test. And there's far worse that if we're hacked, could really be detrimental to our daily life. And I think gas is important, but it's not the most important.
No, well, yeah, the electrical supply and the electrical water supply.
Our water supply.
Super vulnerable too. Super vulnerable, and it gets scary. Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live. Now, you and I have been talking a lot about cryptocurrencies since the day we started. Now, again, I'll set the stage. We started in early February, first Tuesday in February, and we were Bitcoin at the time was about 16,000 or so. It's now, it was about 32,000, and it's now 55,000. But Dogecoin, ready for this? It was a meme. So this gamer, this kid who plays video games for a living or for life, whatever, got thrown off a system, and he invented this thing called Dogecoin as just a meme, a picture, right? And then somehow someone said, hey, why don't you make that a cryptocurrency? Turned it into a cryptocurrency. A 22-year-old kid is now a billionaire because Dogecoin went from a few tenths of a cent per coin to rocketed up to 72 cents per coin on the back of Elon Musk. Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live talking about Dogecoin on Mars. He's going to take Dogecoin when he brings a rocket to Mars, went up to 70. It's backed off quite a bit, but Dogecoin, Elon Musk. What do you think? What are your thoughts of Elon Musk?
I don't know the guy. I don't know much about him. Sort of like the cryptocurrency. I really don't get it. I'm not saying that it's not here to stay. I'm more of a tangible. You pass me $1.
You know what it's worth. You know what it's worth.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, your son-in-law is Ethereum. I mean, we had a chat about 1,200 or so. Top 4,000 this week. 4,000 for an Ethereum, for one Ethereum. So it's more than tripled since your son-in-law got some.
I know he's been offered, I think, over $200,000 for it.
Yeah, for his, it's going up. Tell him it's going up. It's going way up. One other story. Let's, if we can't, I want to get political, but Biden this week said something to the effect of, if you're offered a job, you better take the job and not take the free money. And I just tweeted something like, ha ha ha, this is the clown show. I mean, because I'm sitting here in South Carolina. I have friends who own restaurants and they can't get workers. The U.S. economy is trying to come back, but we can't get people working in jobs where, frankly, they do better if they stay home and take the free money. Without getting political on me, but you have the same thing happening in Mississippi?
Same thing happened in Mississippi and neighboring states. I know a friend of mine went through McDonald's in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area, down Florida, Floribama area, and chose to go through the drive-through because there were so many people inside. And he said, literally, it was almost 45 minutes to an hour to go through the drive-through. When he got up to the window, there was two old ladies working at McDonald's. Now, usually you see fast food, young kids working in fast food. So the lady came to the window. She apologized over and over again, saying, "There's only two of us working. Just bear with us." And when he told me that, I thought, where'd all the young kids go?
Yeah.
Nothing against the old ladies. Kudos to them. I'm sure they love doing what they're doing. They're probably inundated with stress, but I mean, usually we're concerned and complaining about not enough jobs, unemployment rates high, blah, blah, blah. I just can't believe that we can't find people to work now, regardless of who the president is. It just happens to be Joe Biden right now. I'm not mad at Joe Biden. We need to fix it. I mean, there's jobs, some of them may not be that glamorous, but there are jobs available, lots of jobs available.
Both Brett and I spend a lot of time outdoors, biking, hunting, you name it, but Mother Nature doesn't always play nice. So you better be ready for whatever the world throws at you with a face shield from SA Company. SA Company has all the protective gear you need to brave the elements and explore more every day. We really love their face shields. They're UPF 30, lightweight and breathable, the perfect piece of protective gear for your next adventure. Like when Brett's up in a bluff or I'm working out in the backyard, they're just perfect for so many different things. Yeah, and I love those camo ones they got. Brett, you should try one of these. They're sharp, and whether you're working in the sun or cold or going hunting, hiking, fishing, skiing, riding, or biking, SA Company's face shields always have you covered. Plus, they've got dozens of eye-catching designs for men, women, and children, and they're one-size-fits-all, machine washable, and get this, a lifetime warranty, zero risk. And we both love that SA believes in giving back to the men and women who put themselves in the front lines every day. Through their partnership with Operation Gratitude, they've donated well over 100,000 face shields to those on the front lines of the pandemic. For every order, SA donates one face shield to a first responder. Think about that. That really matters. So stay protected outdoors, folks, because right now you get an insane deal. Buy one, get four free. A $150 value for just $24.99. Just go to safishing.com/bowling to get 5 face shields for the price of one, plus a lifetime warranty and free returns if you're not completely satisfied. That's safishing.com/bowling, safishing.com/bowling. All right, man, Brett, that was a great week. Had a lot of fun. And again, we got Luke Bryan coming up this week as well. Always remember, guys, if you're listening, gals, if you're listening, dogs, if you're listening, you got to go to iTunes, rate us and review us. You might win, get this, a Brett Favre jersey, or you might even win a Luke Bryan autographed box set of albums. That'd be awesome. And don't forget, we also have coming up Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, brand aficionado. The guy's one of the best people to talk to about brands. He's going to be on one of our upcoming shows as well. So that's it for us, and we'll see you all next week.